Welcome back to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Today we have part 2 talking about Putin's puppet. That's Ibrahim Traore. Of course, as expected, part 1 got people very upset. Very upset. People say, look YouTuber, look how much people are cuss you. The crowd and the masses. At this point, I basically made a name for myself, going against the masses. And then afterwards, way down the road, when them finally say what go on, them take time, turn around and go on like say they were smart from day one. Ibrahim Traore is a puppet, a Russian puppet. Everybody will link me so far and I try counter my arguments, say the exact same thing. Do you know how 1,500, do you know how 200, 400 people utter the same things? It's because they are hearing it from the same source. None of you Negroes have done any research on your own. You're all following the same IG pages. You're all watching the same YouTube videos and then you repeat them as if you've done any kind of research. That is how people are now disagreeing with a fact. I disagree that the Russians have an 85% stake in the gold mine in Burkina Faso because Ibrahim Traore make all of the money from the gold and he go back to Burkina Faso and Burkina Faso. Nonsense. People are disagreeing with a fact. But because you're lazy, gullible, you can't even be bothered to do any kind of real work. You all sit down and watch the same TikTok videos, follow the same IG pages all day, consume a bunch of nonsense, and then repeat it like you know what you're talking about. You can't tell me nothing because Ibrahim Traore paid off Burkina Faso's debt. You can't tell me nothing. No, guy. You're just gullible and slow. And you're upset because your bubble has been burst because you used to go up on the corner and go tell man about Ibrahim Traore and sound like you did a research. I have Negro Saxons messaging me telling me that Burkina Faso has paid off all their debts and I'm lying on Traore. Them pay me money for talk bad about Traore. Burkina Faso paid off their debts. And they make all the money from their gold mines and no foreign and I get nothing right now. Russia just got to help them from the West. You people are gullible and simple, guy. People are saying, the crowd of people are saying, crowd of people? May I remind you, this is the same little YouTuber that went against the crowd of people and told you that your other hero, your other puppet, Vibes Pratel, telling about his links with the Klansman gang, me telling about with them the lizard. You remember what happened then? Big uproar. Lawyer tell, and y'all fight against this. Now all I want to come round now and I talk about in a year, say Vibes Cartel link with man from Vaso. And I talk like you know about nothing. Don't forget how this work, guy. You were the same people walking around, swearing upon the cross, say Vibes Cartel was one innocent get the youth the thing set up and now nothing to do with lizard and nothing to do with no crime. And now all I want to come around and I go like so forget. You think I've forgotten? I've seen the masses go down the wrong road hundreds of times and all the time I call them out. This is another time. Ibrahim Traore is a Russian and Chinese plant. People are disagreeing with a fact. No black revolutionary in history will ever give away 85% stake in any gold mine in our country. This is a Russian puppet. The fact that you think Burkina Faso is building cars and paid off them debt shows how simple you are. Why do you think even DJs can lead you astray? If a DJ can lead you astray, imagine high-level geopolitical players like Vladimir Putin. You're being taken for a ride, guy. Look on your screen. Days ago, Ukraine used ordinary drones. Ordinary drones where you can buy on Amazon, strap bombs on them, and struck a Russian military base where them keep planes that are a part of their strategic nuclear program. Planes designed to carry nuclear weapons. Ukraine used drones and go thousands of kilometers in Russia to strike them. Vladimir Putin said there's going to be a response. Guess what? Response or no response, the fact is they pulled it off. Which proves my point from part 1. That if America or any big country really wanted to kill Traore, Russia couldn't stop it because Russia cannot protect their own military bases inside Russia. But they're going to protect Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso. You can't be that simple. I already told you Traore's beef is with France. People are saying me thing about look on this, see? Trump just said all the African resources belong to America and I'm going to take it. That's AI, you can't be that simple. No way. No way, Jose. Then me have one next up people now I tell me say, look at YouTube, but one time me say, one have 85% stake in a gold mine. Me say, no, that can't go so. This is why I'm telling you, geopolitics is out of the depths of the average Irish Saxon and Yankee Saxon. I'm not trying to offend nobody, I'm just telling you what it is. The average Irish Saxon and Yankee Saxon, geopolitics is out of their depths. Just 3-4 years ago, the majority of you was bamboozled by basic gang level politics. Klansman, 87s, one orders, kerosenes, basic strategies were bamboozling you. Now this towel turn tablecloth. If Klansman one order can take on for idiot, imagine Vladimir Putin. Let me say that one more time. Just so you know so now beg my friend. Members that just 3, 4, 5 years ago, the majority of you never even understand basic gang level politics. But now you think you understand high level geopolitics. This towel really turned tablecloth. If you understood geopolitics, you would know no country, no major world power is sending no troops to go nowhere unless it's to protect their interest. People are sending me video about, see, Russia gone go defend Burkina Faso from the west. The Russians are protecting their puppet and they are protecting their assets because they have the majority stake in those gold mines. If I was the president of a country with a puppet leader who gave me 85% stake in a film gold mine and that man was under threat, I would send all of my army to protect him. Who is he under threat from? His main threats are Islamists, rebels inside the country who control over a third and his political rivals. The main people who want to kill Ibrahim Traore are Islamist rebels who already control over 1/3 of the country. A matter of fact, they might get close to controlling a half of the country. And his political rivals, the same way him take power in a one coup, other people want to take power from him. However, the Russians realize that in Ibrahim Traore, they have their own personal puppet. Therefore, they cannot make him go because the next man who take over might tell them, say, you not getting no 85% stake in a gold mine. Your hero is a puppet. Your hero is a puppet. The Russians have to keep him in power because there is no guarantee the next leader of Burkina Faso is going to make them get 85% in any gold mine. Russia is currently fighting a war. If you understood anything about geopolitics, you would have enough sense to know that no country currently fighting a war, a long drawn out war where them should have won a long time ago, is going to divert any resources, any troops to no African country to go help no man. You think Vladimir Putin love man? His country, his people have an 85% stake in the gold mine them in Burkina Faso. If you have 85% in something, that is basically fear. Let me say that one more time. If you have an 85% stake in something, that is basically fear. No black revolutionary in history would ever give no foreign guy 85% stake in a nothing pan for them land. You people make fun of Jamaica and the other Caribbean islands because foreigners have the majority in this and foreigners have majority stake in this. And now you're elevating an African puppet who did the exact same thing. That's because you watch the same TikTok videos, the same Instagram pages, and you all repeat what you hear. None of you are geopolitical masters. Not one. Because you would not be simple enough to believe that Russia would ever send a single soldier to go protect no black man because them like him and them want to protect him. This is business. Putin is protecting his puppet. The Chinese are protecting their puppet. If Ibrahim Traore falls and somebody takes his place, there is no guarantee that that person is going to maintain the deals that are currently struck with the Russians and the Chinese. Therefore, they cannot allow him to fail. Dish towel really turned tablecloth, so hold on. The same people who didn't even understand a basic kerosene tactic is now geopolitical expert. It has to be studied. People are like about, bro, I can't believe it. Because me I watch videos about Ibrahim Traore how long and nobody never mentioned say, yo, Russians have staking on a gold mine, bro. Them tell we say all of the natural resources belong. Them tell we say all of the money from the natural resources go back to Burkina Faso now. And they want to make all of the money and them soon this and soon that. Gullible, you've done no research. You're not getting no pat on your back. You're lazy. Don't listen to no blogger boy. Don't even listen to me. Go do your own research. The Russians have a majority stake in multiple gold mines in Burkina Faso. Multiple. Islamist rebels are constantly attacking. One of the places them love attack is the mines them. The Russians cannot have this happening. Therefore, they send their troops to quote unquote help out. That is the real reason Vladimir Putin would ever deploy troops to Burkina Faso. Just like with Vibes Cartel, when we first come out and show certain things, I want to make one bag of nice, loud and wrong. This is what would happen down the road and I realized that, hold on, the only reason why the Russians sent their troops to Burkina Faso is to protect their assets and their puppet. You cannot disagree with the fact. Russians operate multiple gold mines in Burkina Faso. And to make matters worse, they have the majority stake. 85%. People are telling them man, they get out the Europeans. So me I say, get out the Europeans and take control over the mines them and all of the profits on the mines and go back to Burkina Faso people. Nonsense. Unless you count Russians as Burkina Faso people. Maybe you think Russians are Burkina Faso people. I don't know. Simple guy, understand this. Whether Western Europe or Eastern Europe, nobody not check with black people like that. A matter of fact, Ukraine and Russia, they're basically cousins, are the same people them. Them can't even speak each other languages, their histories intertwined, and politics separate them. I know you're upset because you thought you were onto something. For a second, you thought you were on top of game. You thought you sit up on the corner with your friend them and watch you now, bro. Because you see, like Traore goes a woman. You see me, I say, unlike other African leaders, him now take all of the gold mine profits and bring it back to the people and help the people. Traore is a puppet who gave away the majority stake, country's most precious of natural resource. Gold. People are linking about, no, it makes sense, no, it makes sense, because I was wondering, why would the Russians why would Russia go send troops to Burkina Faso? That don't make no sense. Why would Russia? Why would the Chinese? I don't understand. Well, at least you were thinking enough to know that can't add up. If you were at least pondering, why would the Russians do that? If you at least ask that question in your head, then you kinda get a pass, kinda. But the people who say the Russians are protecting Burkina Faso from the West and spending much money go school and still lack critical thinking. I'm not trying to offend you, guy. I'm being honest. It's like me stating a fact. It's like me saying to LeBron James, you're very tall. Or me saying to Kevin Hart, you're very short. Well, I'm telling you that you are out of your depths trying to even pretend that you understand geopolitics. Because if you understand geopolitics, you would know there is no such thing as friends. Only interests. And the moment you hear one country go defend one another, you should understand that that country has to be protecting its own interests, not Burkina Faso's interests, its own interests. Russia is protecting Burkina Faso to protect its own interests, which is the 85% and the majority stake it have in those gold mines. You're only pretending to be smart, because if you were actually smart, you would know that no country can build no car in a 2 year. A country that barely can build road can go build car in a 2 years. And you people are messaging me, yeah, you're just upset because Burkina Faso build them own car. You are silly. If Burkina Faso did come out and say, listen, we're going to rebrand some Chinese cars, I would say good luck to them. Nothing wrong with that. Almost every big company did that. Rebrand this and rebrand that. Instead, they lied and come out and say 100% indigenous made car built by Burkina Faso people. Which part of the factory they built it? And you see this nonsense and believe it. They've come out and lied and said that Burkina Faso is debt free, paid off their debts. Traore paid off the debts. They don't owe nobody no money. The only debt free country in Africa. And you just sit there and consume this nonsense. PNP and JLP take you for an idiot your entire life, but you think you understand high-level geopolitics. You cannot crack the PNP and JLP Da Vinci Code. You cannot crack PNP and JLP level tricks, but you think you figured out and understand what is going on with the Russians and the Chinese. You are out of your depths. I'm not trying to be your friend, guy. You did like I'm not like you again. Guy, from day one I've made it clear Irish Saxon ratings don't have much value to me. It's like the German currency after World War I, because you people sit down and listen to anybody and anything. It's like a woman who give her knee glide to everybody. You know me not knowing time you get it. Let me say that one more time. You simple gullible Irish Saxons who are messaging me talking about, yo, may rate you one time, but like this term, I rate you again. Your ratings, it has very low value. Anybody can get it. Therefore, it don't mean nothing. It's like a woman where nobody can get and you get her, that means something. A woman only few man can get, that means something. But a woman with a knee glide where any man can get, that's no prize. A man will lie down with any woman. A man will sleep with any woman is no prize. So you people will listen to anybody and rate anybody and consume anything from anybody to the point where you consume nonsense like Burkina Faso, paying off debts and building cars. Most of you didn't even know that 1/3 of Burkina Faso is not under the government's control. Most of you didn't even know that the Russians had a majority stake in Burkina Faso's gold mines. You didn't know. You don't know anything. You just sit on TikTok and Instagram and listen and then go and say, yo, you know, you say Burkina Faso pay off them debts, dog. Ibrahim Traore is a puppet. A puppet is a puppet, whether you want to be a French puppet or an American puppet, or a Russian puppet or a Chinese puppet. But you're a puppet. No black revolutionary in black revolutionary dom would ever give no outsider an 85% stake in a known natural resources where them claim to them take back and have control over. The Russians are protecting their interest, which is the majority stake in those gold mines. The Chinese are protecting their interest. In order for them to see out their vision, they need somebody in place that they can control, and that person is Ibrahim Traore. If he was to fall, the next person might not be so friendly and tolerant of the Russians and the Chinese. Some African leaders are puppets of the West, some are puppets of the East. But a puppet is a puppet. What nobody wants, West or East, is a leader who actually is 100% Africa first or 100% Burkina Faso first. Because if you go to that leader and tell him, give me 85% of the stake in this gold mine, he might go tell you about your mother. Ibrahim Traore is a puppet. You fell for the swag. Just like with Richard Curry, you fell for the swag of the Bush girl. You fell for the swag of the Bush warrior, and you see him with the Bush on him head and the outfit. That's what you fell for. The military uniform. We know how it works. You did no research except sit down in front of TikTok and Instagram and follow pages with a picture and some words across it. Did you know Ibrahim Traore, the spade off Burkina Faso's dead? They know the only debt-free country in Africa. And then you go back on the corner, yo, may I tell you dog, Traore them on the real general dog. History will absolve me. Just like it always has. Just like with Vibes Cartel, just like with so many cases, just like with the whole Jamaica can't go on at 1,000 murders, we need social intervention, blah blah blah. Just like on many occasions right here, when I come out and go against the masses, go against whatever is the mainstream accepted narrative, and tell you straight up, guy, you're way off. And down the road, you will see who is who. The facts are, Russia have a majority stake in Burkina Faso's gold mines. Russia sent troops to Burkina Faso to protect their puppet. The Russians sent troops to Burkina Faso to protect their puppet and their interests. These are facts. You cannot disagree with facts. You can disagree that red is the prettiest color. That's an opinion, but you can't disagree with the fact that Russians have an 85% stake, right, in the gold mine in Burkina Faso. You can't. And as I said, just like with Vibes Cartel, you'll get upset, and then down the road you will slowly come around. But guy, as I've said earlier in the video, Russia cannot protect its own base. Russia can't protect Russians from being bombed and killed. How are they going to protect Traore from the Americans? Because Trump said they're going to kill him. Where? When? If America wanted Traore dead, he'd be dead. Ask the general in Iran. The Iranian general was one of the most feared and experienced military leaders that side of the world. Have some of the best bodyguards in the whole world. Ask him how that worked out for him. Russians are not protecting Traore from America. Russians are protecting Traore from his political rivals and Islamists in the country who are trying to kill him. It's a false narrative. History will absolve me, guy. Traore is a Russian puppet. The Chinese and the Russians have to keep him in power because if the people who are actually unruly and not in authoritative power, they will not get to keep those gold mines and they will not get to implement their plans. I know you're upset, but I understand you thought you were onto something. But you should have known something was wrong when that many Jamaicans and that many Yankee Saxons were saying the same thing. You should have known. History has proven many times over that the masses have never been right on any issue like this. You should have known you were on the wrong side when any idiot started telling about, yeah, Traore bro, them on the Riemann bro, cause them want to take over. You should have known something was wrong. But you listen to anybody. Anybody, you sit down on your phone and listen to any and everybody. That's why I tell you, so your ratings don't mean nothing to me because anybody can get your ears. How can an 85%, 15% split in the favor of the foreigner be mutually beneficial for the people of Burkina Faso? How can an 85%, 15% split where the 85% goes to the foreigner be mutually beneficial and advantageous to the people of Burkina Faso? This is a puppet. This is a foolish leader. Mutually beneficial? How can I own something? How can this gold be mine? And I give you 85% and take 15% and have the nerve to look at people and tell them that it's mutually beneficial to this country? What country? People in Burkina Faso are not telling you nothing. You're not talking to people from Burkina Faso. You're talking to other Jamaicans and Trinis and Guyanese and Americans. That's who you're talking to. You don't even know nobody from Burkina Faso. You hear a black revolution is going on in Burkina Faso and you can go buy a ticket and go there if you want. But no, instead you're trying to get your American visa. But you have no interest in going to no Burkina Faso. You just want to sit down on your phone, listen nonsense and go repeat nonsense. You're hearing all this black revolution taking place. So why don't go be apartheid? Chinaman left from China, travel all around the world for do all kind of things. You can't left from Jamaica or Burkina Faso. Go be a part of this great revolution? There is no revolution. It's one more African puppet. Nothing new. Except this one is a puppet of the East. The others are puppets of the West. But a puppet nonetheless. Patreon squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know, more life. Walter squad, stay circling. Bless.